Now that the sun is up, we are getting a better look at the damage here. Really, the walls here, the only thing left standing. You look up top here, the roof, just some charred rafters. And we're going to walk down this little sidewalk. This was the preschool, the 2, 3, 4-year-olds, but they're not using it here during the summer months, only the school year. And this is the original sanctuary of the church, the original building that was built about 30 years ago. And you can see there's not much left. Just before sunset, a neighbor grabbed their phone and started shooting this video. By then, flames were shooting through the roof of the entire church building as firefighters arrived. One church member was leading a men's ministry in the building next door on the second floor when someone looked out the window and saw smoke.
Well, when we first came outside, we walked across the parking lot and I could see some smoke coming out of the roof in the kitchen area and then some flames coming from the kitchen door. The rest of the building on this side, at least, there was, nothing coming out of it at that point.
But the flames quickly grew over the next few minutes. Firefighters arrived and attacked the fire from the ground and with ladders from above, but the building is a total loss. A state fire marshal will investigate to find out what started the fire, but firefighters and church members suspect a lightning strike hit the building earlier in the evening.
We had a real bad storm here a couple hours ago, so I don't know if that contributed to it or not. Damage is estimated at about $200,000. We don't know exactly what they're going to do with this building. The church leaders will come through here and try to salvage what they can today. The good news is this isn't connected to the main part of the church or the school building where they're holding school this morning. Parents arriving this morning, kids, everything is running as scheduled. Live in Deltona, Steve Gehlbach, back to you. There's a special rule in Florida, and they do have to file this lawsuit here in Orange County, although they're from Atlanta and the school's in Tallahassee because the incident happened here. So we expect them to file that lawsuit, and then we have confirmed with their attorney they'll come out here in front of the courthouse to address the media and talk about this lawsuit. We don't have a copy yet of what's in it, but we can guess because we did hear from them back after this incident occurred last November. Remember, their son, Robert Champion, 26-year-old drum major of the famed Marching 100 band, was basically beaten to death in a hazing incident on that bus after the Florida Classic football game. And their attorney back then mentioned this culture of hazing, a culture of cover-up involving hazing at FAMU going back decades. And his parents at that time said they didn't know what was going on inside the band.
We didn't have any
Now we have today's civil lawsuit being filed along with a number of others. There's also a criminal case going on here as well. At the same time, 11 band members, many former students, have also been charged with felonies in this case involving hazing. As for Robert Champion, he would have turned 27 years old on Friday. Live at the Orange County Courthouse, Steve Gehlbach, Fox 35 News.
Steve, at this point, any idea if the bond that the defense is going to ask for, do any kind of amount that we know of?
We talked to Mark O'Mara, Zimmerman's attorney, as he left the jail last night. He says he's going to ask the judge for the same bond amount as the first time, $150,000. Prosecutors are going to ask that he stay in jail. There's no bond, or if there is a bond, to set it a lot higher at $1 million. So anywhere in between there, some experts are thinking it is going to be a little bit higher than that $150,000 we saw last time, just because of Zimmerman's finances now, Amy.
All right, so as far as how much money he actually has, obviously we're aware of what he had earlier based on those phone calls between he and his wife. What is that number now, and how do we find out?
Well, according to Mark O'Mara, that number right now, according to him, is at $211,000. That's the money he's collected through that website for George Zimmerman. And that money is not accessible by George Zimmerman directly, at least according to his attorney. It's supposed to go to pay him, pay his defense, and for his living expenses once he is out on bond waiting for trial. That's a big pile of cash still, though.
How quickly could that happen, Steve, as far as when he would actually be let out of jail if, in fact, the judge agrees he gets bond?
Well, it's going to be a lot easier, obviously, for him to post it this time because he does have that big pile of cash on hand. He would have to post 10%. So let's say it's $150,000 still. That's only $15,000 cash. You'd have to pay again $1 million. A little harder to come up with, but that's $100,000 cash. So that would obviously be about half of that fund. So remember last time he got out of jail, it was about 48 hours later, about Sunday around midnight, Sunday to Monday. So it could be that, time period again we could see over the weekend he's let out. And of course, they're going to want to keep that secret and a lot of security surrounding that no matter when that happens, if in fact he does get that bond again today. Amy?
All right, Steve Gehlbach live outside the Seminole County Courthouse. We should mention